All right, Wednesdays during the NFL season means the coaches talk, and a couple of select players talk as well, but it's the coaches talk. And of course, it's very exciting this week because we know about the history between the coaches. Unfortunately, you got no jabs from Harbaugh at Carroll or Carroll at Harbaugh. But you did hear Pete Carroll say something that Jim Harbaugh disagreed with, and I hate to say it, but I think even me and Bob, on the record 49er haters, have to kind of agree with Jim Harbaugh on this one. Is Pete Carroll tried to say, basically the gist of what he was saying, and we understand the reasoning of it, is that this game, they prepare for it, it's a championship game was his line, like they all are. It's no bigger than the game last week, it's no bigger than the game next week. Jim Harbaugh at least conceded that, well, it's a division game, so it's like two games,
Right.
So it's a little more important in the standings. Of course, these are the two teams, Bob, that are picked to go to the Super Bowl. We know what the rivalry was like last year. You go through the litany of other things that have been going on.
Well, obviously it starts with Stanford and USC. What's your deal, man? Then you can move on to the comments of Brandon Browner saying he'd like to line up across from Harbaugh. And then you can go to Golden Tate on with us saying he'd like to give him the Sean Lee treatment. And then you go to Harbaugh taking some shots at the Seahawks for the Adderall use. I mean, there's too much history there to say, it's just another team. It's the same as the Jaguars next week. No, it is not. It isn't. The players have weighed in. The media has weighed in. The head coach on the other side has weighed in. So as much as you said, you understand, Pete doesn't want his guys getting way up here for this game and putting everything into it and falling flat for the next weekend. You want to be even keel through 16 games, but it's not possible. There's too much history. It is a division rival. It does count as two, as Jim Harbaugh said, and we can pretend all of that stuff didn't take place, but it did. So thus, it is a bigger game. Oh, and by the way, it is featured as a Sunday night matchup where they're going to try to break the world record for crowd noise at a game, on top of all of the rest of it.
I'm disappointed because the players also then, from everything that we've heard them come out with, we've got tons of stuff on the podcast too, very vanilla as well, not saying anything about anything. I hate the fact that they're tamping this down. I liked it a lot better when there was, kind of let it rip in the rivalry sort of thing. Maybe that'll happen later on in the year.
Could happen tomorrow. Richard Sherman's going to speak to the media.
He's got to save us like he has so many times before.